Hello, this is Bishop Garland Hunt, and this is the Power of Hope devotional. Thank you for coming and joining me. Listen, I'm right here in the Atlanta area, Peachtree Corners area, 6060 Spalding Drive. Love for you to visit me. Love to have a chance to see you in person, and then you can hear an expanded word of the Lord. But in this particular case, on these 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, I try to give you a power-packed question and then try to provide a biblical solution for it. So let me ask you this question now. How do you get the blessings of God? You ever thought about this? How to get the blessings of God? So one of the best examples of it actually is in the scripture here, Genesis chapter 32. Genesis chapter 2. And guess who we're talking about? We're talking about Jacob. Now it says here that Jacob was left alone in the camp, and a man came and wrestled with him until the dawn began to break. He was in the camp. A man came to him and wrestled with him until the dawn began to break. And when the man saw that he would not win the match, because listen, Jacob had to put on a major fight because he was determined not to let this man go. He was determined not to go. And so it says he touched Jacob's hip and wrenched it out of socket. So when he saw he wasn't winning, he touched his hip and just ripped it out of his socket. Wow, this is a violent match. This is a very violent match. And he said, then the man said, let me go, for the dawn is breaking. In other words, I got to go because it's about to be dawn. I need to go. So they were fighting and wrestling and going with it. And so Jacob was not going to let him go. So why was Jacob so determined? Why was Jacob so stubborn that he wasn't going to let this man go? So, but Jacob said, I will not go unless you bless me. That's what he says. He said, in King James says, I will not let thee go except thou bless me. Yeah, I'm not letting you go. You're going to bless me. So he saw something spiritual, some angelic presence. In some cases, they said it was God himself. But he was wrestling with this angel, wrestling with this man. But he wouldn't let go because he felt like there was a blessing for him that was in this. And let me just say to you clearly, there are times you may have to wrestle for the blessing of God. Sometimes the blessing may come and you don't even deserve it. But sometimes you have to work and endure and hold on for the full blessing to come. And so that's what he did. He held on. And then so he said, well, your name should no longer be Jacob. From now on, thou should be called Israel. So from that battle, part of the blessing was his name was changed. From Jacob, which means supplanter, to Israel, that talks about the whole nation. And even now we serve Israel. The whole nation, the family, the tribe, the kingship, all of this was in Israel. So he went from a supplanter to literally having an incredible legacy because you have fought with God and with men and have won. Oh, so it was a certain fight with God. It was a determination. I'm not letting the Lord go until he bless me. I'm not letting him go. I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray. I'm going to hold on. I'm going to hold on to do what's right. I'm going to hold on and not back down. And then he said, well, what? He said, well, tell me your name. Jacob said, tell me your name. And he said, well, why do you need to know my name? The man replied. And then he blessed Jacob. Then he blessed Jacob. Now remember, the blessing didn't come before the man ripped out literally his hip from the socket, before he tussled with him all night long. And he said, well, you got to let me go because the dawn is breaking. But he said, no, I won't let you go until you bless me. We have to be just that hungry for God's blessing. We have to be just that hungry for his favor. We have to be hungry for revival. We have to be hungry for the outpouring. And we're not going to let God go till he blesses us. Revival, the revival fire, more of the presence of God, more of the outpouring, supernatural healing. We're not letting him go. And then from that point, that Jacob named the place Peniel, which means the face of God. I've seen of God face to face, and yet my life was spared. I'm telling you right now, don't let God go until he blesses you. This is Bishop Garland Hunt. This is the Power of Hope devotional. I'll talk with you next time.